one really quick. Let's go foreign now.
Okay.
Israel's firing on UN peacekeepers in Lebanon raises international alarms. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin pressed his Israel counterparts to take steps to prevent IDF soldiers from firing on UN peacekeepers in southern Lebanon, the Pentagon said on Friday, while 3 European leaders issued a joint statement condemning Israel's attack. Israel troops wounded 4 members of the UN intern force in southern Lebanon in 2 separate incidents on Thursday and Friday, sparking strong international backlash and raising additional scrutiny on its ground operations in the area. 2 peacekeepers were injured Thursday when an Israel tank fired at their position, while 2 more were injured Friday in an explosion near an observation tower. So they fired on them on purpose. They told them to get out. They're like, no, we're UN peacekeepers. We're going to wait here. And they're like, nah. Boom!
Get up out of here.
Shot at them.
I mean, remember they killed the people from the World Kitchen, man. Come on, man.
They blew them up. Look, they shot an American citizen.
They've killed more
they're
journalists,
prisoners.
They've killed more journalists, peacekeepers than anything, man. These dudes, this is not Netanyahu. This is Israel at this point in time. This is your government. This is like people are going to blame. I would have to blame our government if we did shit like this. But anybody would. You know what I mean? This is who you guys are. You guys are monsters over there, pretty much. You should be treated as such. That's how I feel.
Yeah, no,
that's my personal opinion. Over 40.
Charleston White, he came out. He was like, he's like, uck them. He said, uck them. Right, like 2 days ago, and so they arrested him. They arrested him for a video that shows. It says he's it's been on the internet for years, but it's a video of him macing a cat. Right, he's like, oh, there's a cat, and he's acting like he's macing it. You never see the cat get sprayed with mace. It's just a video, but they arrested him for that yesterday.
You understand, man, what this is about.
With. Yeah,
we're dealing with somebody who basically runs our country, a foreign entity, a foreign government that runs our country. That half of them are probably not even really from the Middle East. I'm sorry, they're really not. They're
from Poland usually.
There's a lot of different versions of Jews. We should look them up, and they won't even. A lot of them, they don't even allow the black Jews who are from Africa to come back to Israel. When even though it's supposed to be every Jew supposed to have the right to return. Now, you guys had that law, but you wouldn't let the blacks, and you're telling the blacks to leave. It happens with everybody. I'm not going to say the Jews are the only one doing this. Palestinians have done it as well. In Gaza, they've done the same exact thing. They created areas where blacks can only be in, things of that nature. But it's just, to me, you've killed 40-something thousand people in Gaza that we know of, injured over 100,000 more. Like severely injured. Arms, legs, babies, little kids, eyes, whatever else. They haven't been to school in over a year plus, going on 2 years now. You set these people back. You basically turn them into animals because they're not going to understand life. They're not going to have, there's no destiny in that. You've blown up schools. You're blowing up schools now, killing people inside the schools, killing like 30, 40 people a day right now. Blowing up places where you're telling them to go to, and then you're blowing it up.
And we're seeing the videos.
Everybody's seeing the videos.
Yeah.
Daily. Everybody's seeing this stuff, man. Like, you think that we don't see you're sitting here telling Lebanon, we're going to turn you into Gaza. Look what we did to Gaza. Yeah, let's be real. We understand what you did to Gaza, too. No one's going to ever forget this. This empire will not always stand. They know this. They're very, very smart people. They plan ahead. Don't get me wrong. They plan ahead. Start looking at projections of what economic powers are going to be in power in 2050, 2075. It sounds like a long time, but it's not. Just like 1990 sounds like a long time ago. Think about it. It's about the same time frame pretty much from there to there.
Yeah.
So we're headed in that direction.
And their whole, there's a lot of their stuff. It's not working anymore. You can't call people anti-Semitic because we know you just use that to stop us from calling out your stuff. And so, it's sad at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's a nothing burger. Because they're not going to do nothing.
No one's going to do anything about it, man.
Actually, there was a lady that came in, and she was American, and she said she was over there at the UN, and she said they're going to stop supplying Israel with weapons.
They should, but I don't. Right now, until this election's over, and even then, because I don't see Joe Biden doing it. He's just talking, and hopefully Kamala Harris steps up and stops allowing.
They got to wait until after the election. They can't do it right now because there'll be a media blitz on them.
Oh yeah, it'd be crazy
because they own the media.
They own the media. They own politicians. Everyone would turn against them. It would be the worst PR you could possibly do. Right now, you would lose the House. You would lose the Senate. Some people are willing to say, "So what?" But at the end of the day, if you lose them, who do you think you're going to get next? What do you think is going to be allowed to happen after that?
Yeah,
we're going to be a full all-out war.
My apologies. The Spanish Prime Minister urges international communities to stop arming Israel.
People have been talking about this for a minute.
I believe
European
this is
countries have more guts.
In the light of everything that's happened in the Middle East, the international community stops exporting weapons to the government of Israel. And, it's crazy. They came out with another article. They're like, look, they're sending so many bombs to Israel, we won't have enough to defend ourselves against China.
I mean, why are we sending all these bombs to Israel for them to blow up people who don't even have armies?
And the whole thing, if we just stop, we could stop, and that's the whole thing. America could stop the genocide. We're not sending you nothing.
And then he's going to come out and say, you're not backing up Israel in our fight for this. Remember he came out, Netanyahu came out, oh, look at Joe Biden. They didn't send you one shipment of 2,000-pound bombs where you're sitting in here killing kids with. I mean, to me, man.
Yeah, at this point, you're not defending yourself. This
is not a war.
Ukraine was defending itself. I'll give them that. They were defending themselves from Russia.
Yeah.
They leveled a whole city of innocent civilians and they used the same thing. Well, if one of them did it, they all did it.
And they're hiding it. They're all there. They say the same thing. They're
hiding
in
between them. They were hiding.
Man.
They're using the hospital as a
base. Walk in there with troops and get it done. You guys got the troops. They don't even have an army. These people don't even have an army. They probably even got suits. You know what I mean? It's so messed up, man. I was looking at, they had a thing online, right, where you saw the North Korean and South Korean troops some people met at the border, right, and they're shaking hands. And the stark difference between the two was one of the sides, they had on black jackets or whatever that is. They had a bulletproof vest, all kind of stuff. They was fully geared and armed up. The other side just had on old Russian coats, looked like that's it, with hats on. Like the other people had on helmets and everything else. They were fully geared up. They're probably looking at each other like, damn, they don't give a fuck about us, bro. Look at y'all.
He's like, what's that smell? He's like, it's a cheeseburger. Like, what's that?
You know what I mean? Like, that's the difference, man. That's the point here. You guys got everything. These little dudes are not even. They're basically. This isn't a war, man. We got to stop.
They shook their hands and they licked that. Oh yeah, it's been a while since I had some rice. That was delicious.
You know what I mean? Like, well, how much y'all get paid again? You know what I'm saying? We ain't been paid.
They feed you too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, dude was ready to run across the border with him. Like, he looked at his partners like, this is crazy. He's like,
just take off that dirty jacket. This one.
He's like, man, we don't even. He's like, these dudes got bulletproof vests, everything, bro. They don't care about us at all. We get hit anywhere, we're dead. You know what I mean? Pretty much. This is how it's looking. But I'm just saying. But back to the subject. The point of it is, man, is like they're fighting. They're attacking like unarmed civilians at this point in time, blowing up schools, doing the same thing in Lebanon. They've already killed over, I think, 2,000-3,000 people in Lebanon already. You know what I mean? Like you're fighting against a group right now who will make any excuse to continue this war on.
It's the best time right now for the Middle East to actually fight back.
I hope they do, man.
America is too scared to stop Israel, but it'd be worse if America started sending troops to the Middle East right before an election. So the Middle East can do what they need to do.
I mean, honestly, they would do it, bro. They'd have to do it because if you left the people out who own the media, you left them to dry or left them defend for themselves right now, it would look really bad to the rest of the world who are your allies. But like, damn,
the rest of the world's looking. They already see. They've seen the horror. You can't play that mess no more. They can't do that no more. We see what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's over. It's over.
They got nukes though too, man. They're not about to let themselves get overran.
Who got
it doesn't
nukes?
matter.
Israel?
Yeah.
Oh.
They got like 90 nukes, man.
I'm surprised they ain't dropped one yet.
I mean, they understand you drop a nuke, it changes everything.
Well, I mean, they can't drop a nuke because they want to take the land.
I mean,
that's the whole thing. They want to use the land later.
Let me
Go
hit
ahead.
this.
Yeah, one more.
Yeah, okay.